So today I'm going to talk about Hatha and Hatha Yoga and describing what the word Hatha represents. So we will be doing a Hatha Yoga practice so you can see the difference between that style and other styles of yoga. So Hatha yoga is a balance sort of in the middle of yoga practices because it balances both the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. So going into the physical body, we know that the sympathetic nervous system is more stimulation, very energetic. It's that fight or flight response. It's more of that active poses in that part of a hatha practice, where the top part of a hatha yoga practice works on the parasympathetic nervous system, or the more relaxing, the rest or digest, and the very calming part of the yoga practice. So a hatha yoga practice mixes those two energies together to bring balance in both sides of that nervous system. And as we start to get more in tune with yoga, we can branch off into restorative or power yoga. So, hatha is a good place to start for everyone in the beginning of a practice until you understand your body and its energetic needs. So, when you get in tune into all those things, you will be able to determine what kind of yoga you really need at each moment in time. And you might not need the same class every single time. You might need to change it up. Energetic needs change all the time. So one day you may feel tired, and the next day you might feel very energetic. So it's all about tapping into that energy and giving that system what it requires to bring that balance back. So Hatha Yoga works both of those systems very well. So if you break down the word Hatha, you see here Ha represents all these things. So it's energetic, it's solar, it's focused on the inhale part of the breath, so that expanding breath. Sympathetic nervous system, we talked about that, and it's a very our analytical brain. So think about left brain, right brain. So going into science, right? So thinking that our left brain is that analytical brain, right? And a lot of us can be tapped into that, and we're not into our right brain, our intuitive side. So if we're too analytical, too overthinking, Hatha Yoga can bring balance into the hemispheres of the brain, right? So we have that. And then the top part is relaxing. It's more lunar, cooling. It's focused on the exhale or those sinking breaths, parasympathetic nervous system, and it's more into our emotional, creative side or intuitive side of the brain, right? That right brain. So it brings balance back to those energies when we practice postures. So we might have some challenging postures in Hatha Yoga, ones that require endurance and strength to tap into that sympathetic, the Ha part. And we also may have some relaxing poses toward the end of the hatha practice or child's pose throughout to really get into that restorative, relaxing part. So it's just about merging those energies together in one practice. And like I said, as we start to understand our bodies a little bit more, we may be able to branch off and choose. Maybe one day we might need a more strength and endurance type of yoga practice if we've been feeling very tired and very sluggish. Or, we feel too hyper, too energetic, and we're rushing and agitated. We might choose to do more of a restorative kind of yoga class. So there is styles of yoga that have been branching off. Most of us associate yoga with the power style, that exercise style of vigorous vinyasa, moving throughout the postures really fast and not very mindful. And we associate a lot of yoga with those kind of classes. But if we can find that strength and balance and being mindful when we're flowing through yoga, that's where the true power that we gain in our practice, and we grow stronger if we really listen. Because oftentimes we want to jump to the hard things, we want to do advanced yoga, and I will talk about that a little bit later. But We have to really listen to ourselves in order to grow. If we ignore all that, that's where we can get injured or not gain the most benefits from a yoga practice. So hopefully so far you've understood through video how I'm trying to translate these classes across, of listening to your body and listening to your energy and tapping into that and what's best. And sometimes what we think up here is the best thing. Our mind gets in the way of things. When we can remove that and really listen to what's best from our heart, and that's where we gain the most knowledge and we grow as a person, mentally, physically, emotionally, mind, body, and spirit. So Hatha Yoga, it looks like Hatha, Hatha, but it's pronounced Hatha. So in Sanskrit, there is no th sound. So Hatha Yoga. So thank you for joining me for this little chat, and I will see you guys soon. Namaste.